So the topic at hand for this week is TikTok. Is TikTok and the music industry and the dumb fuckery that's going on there. Like, so while we were on a break, it was in June, I believe. We saw like 4 different musicians at least say that their record label will not let them release a song unless the song goes viral on TikTok first. Which the biggest one out of those ones were, I believe it was FKA Twigs and Halsey.
Halsey, yeah, because I learned about Halsey first.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think I was scrolling on TikTok and I saw, like, videos of Halsey, like, on the verge of, like, crying, like, almost breaking down, like, and I was like, okay, what is going on? And I literally scrolled past it because I was like, it's like, probably... Wait. I was like, what? But I was like, it's probably another artist just venting, because, I mean, they do that sometimes because, being in the industry is tough.
Taxing,
so I just scrolled past, but then I kept seeing her over and over, and I was like, no, something is really going on. And then, like, I listened to the video a bit, and then you, like, formally, told me about it, and that's when I started to, like, research about it a bit more. And I was like, what? I was like, that's crazy. That is so...
Yeah, it was
crazy.
Like, it was much. And like, I saw there was also like Charlie XCX, but I think that she afterwards said that she was making a little jokey joke about like things, I guess.
Why?
Which I was like, okay. But what came up with the Halsey situation was then people thinking that maybe it was in and of itself a whole marketing situation. So for full context, it was at some point in June, I believe it was early June, there was a video of Halsey circulating on TikTok off their own account. So it was just a video of Halsey's face with text over, just a video with text over. And the text was saying that their record label would not let them release a track that they really wanted to release unless it went viral on TikTok. And so that really picked up traction. There were people saying, is it true? Is it a marketing scheme? What's going on here?
And they were like, this is much better than the real promo. And I'm like, y'all, stop it. Like, it's not a joke. It's literally serious.
Yeah. And then in response to that, Halsey went on Twitter and said that the label called them and was like, oh, I see the video is actually doing really well on TikTok. And Halsey's response was, okay, can I release my song now? And the label was like, we'll see. And then Halsey was like, please tell me again how I'm making this up. But it it opens the conversation of like, what the fuck is going on, basically. Our record label's doing too much. Is this a valid way to market a song? Does it work?
No, it's not a valid way.
Yeah,
it might work. It might work.
Look, it definitely works.
Look, it might work if they don't do the whole, oh, my label wanted me to release music. Like if they, if they just do it, it definitely gonna work. But like,
this way of doing it is
the way of doing it is weird, and especially
just let people release music.
Right,
I'm like, what?
And especially if the artist is not into that type of thing, because a lot of artists like to do authentic, genuine things. So especially if it doesn't feel authentic or genuine to the artist, they're not gonna go through with it, and they'll definitely come on social media and talk about it. So
and Halsey is very much one of those people that will just say it like it is. From what I've seen in the years of like following them on social media, she's very much just out there. With everything that goes on, and like, I was confused. I was confused by that premise of holding a song hostage unless it goes viral on social media. But like at the same time, I understood where the label was coming from, because you see people like, for example, Halle Bailey.
Yeah.
Not Halle Bailey, Chloe Bailey.
Yeah, Chloe.
You see people like Chloe Bailey tease a song on social media for months
But
before
Chloe
releasing
does
it.
it authentically. Chloe, that's just Chloe's vibe. Like Chloe
Yeah.
just comes on the internet. She shares a snippet of her songs that are about to be released. She's also a producer, so she gives us little snippets of things that she makes. Like it's creative, it's fun, it's authentic, and we can see it because it's in her personality throughout, whether we see it in interviews or on the red carpet if she's being interviewed by someone. Like it's all over. So it's nothing like, oh, like this is new, Chloe. Like no, this is Chloe. So
Yeah, and like, but that also, like, Chloe's method has now also become just a method of marketing
yeah.
music that I notice now. For example, with Sam Smith and Unholy, they've also been teasing that on social media for like 2-3 months before the
Yeah.
official release. And the response was very much 50-50 because people people liked the TikTok version, which was in fact different from the version that came out because the TikTok version wasn't like, I don't think it was fully mixed and mastered yet.
Okay.
So it was like a bit raw and it had like more bass, but also because it was being played out of speakers in a studio, I guess. So the sound was like very different to an actual sound on TikTok and like the actual studio recording. And people are like, I like that TikTok snippet better. They don't like the full song. Well, it's 50-50. The song's still doing well. But, but not as well as people thought it was going to do, considering the amount of teasing and the amount of trending videos the sound was under on TikTok. Whereas with Chloe, she teased the song. She also makes a lot of videos with the songs.
Yeah. Listen.
And then when the song comes out, it does well.
Regardless. It does well, regardless. Yeah. Listen, she teased Have Mercy so much, right? I swear.
She teased the fuck out of that song.
Listen, I swear the song was already out. Because when I was listening to the snippet, I'm like, this just snippet is so good. I'm like, let me go look for the full song. When I went to look for the full song, the song wasn't even out. I'm like, no, because she made me feel like the real song was out. Yeah. Because it sounds so good just by the snippet and the way that she teases it.
Yeah.
I don't know, bitch. She teased the fuck out of the song for real.
She did. She did, but I think also the biggest difference between like the Sam Smith situation and like what Chloe does is that Chloe teases the studio version.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sam Smith Sam Smith. That was a very difficult word to transition into. I was like, whoa, Sam Smith. She said who? Sam Smith teased a different version of the song. So like when it came out, people were like, why does it sound different? But it's like, it's
TikTok.
So it goes back to that first video where we talked about TikTok and we're discussing whether or not TikTok is a good vehicle for marketing music. And in the end, we're like, yeah, if it's done correctly, yes.
Definitely.
Which I still stand by that. If it's done correctly, TikTok can be a great avenue for marketing music. How many musicians have we seen go viral? Like people who had very few listeners on Spotify now have thousands and thousands
because of
TikTok.
Yeah.
So yes, it works, but I think you have to, again, it's the thing of authenticity. You have to do it in an authentic manner, and you have to do it properly. Like if you want that specific part of your song in there, make sure it's the studio version. Don't bamboozle the people. Don't bamboozle the people. I cannot tell you how many times I've seen people say like, why is the TikTok version of the song better than the actual song?
It's mainly like the slow, because there are certain songs that are fast and like they slow it down and it sounds super good. And then certain songs that are like slow and then they like speed it up, like Jocelyn's song, like I Wanna Ride. Is it called I Wanna Ride? That's the name of the song? I don't even know.
But the way that song catfished everybody was hilarious.
The song sounds so good, speed up on TikTok. But when I went to listen to the song, I was like, oh.
It's a slow one.
It's a slow song,
Yeah.
It's not bad, but it's a slow song.
You know who did that correctly, though? You know who made that work for them? Is Glass Animals with Heat Waves.
Okay.
They have that Heat Wave song that was really going, like, it was really doing well on the charts and whatever, right? They even got Grammy nominated for that track and the album. And, like, on TikTok, it was the slowed down version that was trending. So they released an official slowed down version when they saw that it was trending. And I was like, you see, you get it.
Yeah.
You're doing it. Like, they really tried to, like, capitalize where they could.
Which,
like, yeah, I get it, because TikTok is you're circulating a version of your song that doesn't exist, and people might then prefer that over the other one, so they made another one. But that also doesn't need to be the norm. It's like this weird thing where you have to tread very lightly on TikTok.
Yeah.
Because it can go very right, and then it can also just go very, very, very wrong.
Yeah.
Like, have you seen the period girl that got a record deal because that video went viral?
Why? I'm just asking why. You know, yeah.
How can you? No, but like, I need to know, how can you as a record label? Like, this is me now being a hater.
You know the thing is,
but how can you, as a record label, see a person just go period, and then be like, oh, record deal? What?
Listen. I think record labels, like, traditionally record labels would just sign someone based on their talent. Back then, they would sign them based on their talent or based on their looks, believe it or not, based on their looks, because they would say, okay, this person looks good, they look like an artist, they talk like an artist, all we would need to like is just put some vocals, some music to that. So back then record labels would look at that, look at your talent, look at your appearance and all those kind of things and sign you. But I think now what record labels look at is like the hype on social media. How is your following? How is your following? Are you going viral? Is a lot of persons like listening to your music? Like, are you being seen on TikTok, Instagram, wherever, like popping up here and there? So that's the thing now, because a lot of
you have to be known now.
Yeah, you have to be known.
Deal. It's weird.
Yeah, it's really weird. You have to be known, or if you're not known, you at least have to have something going on for you within the music industry for them to say, okay, you're putting in the work, we see numbers, we see there is potential, okay, you can come on over, you know? Whereas before, you didn't need no numbers.
Yeah.
You didn't need no hype.
Or you have to like cross-pollinate, like you're an actor, then you can go into music, or vice versa. You know what I mean? There's like, a lot of cross-pollination as well.
Like Ariana. But she did that so well, though. Ariana did that so well.
But the thing is also, Ariana did it from a show where she was already singing, so it just made sense. Too. And it's also the same thing with Olivia Rodrigo. She was already singing because it was in the High School Musical TV show, right? So then she just... It's a transition that made a lot of sense. Not to say that other people's stuff doesn't make sense. There's a lot of like people who are really good at singing and they're just like acting rather than singing because that's what they want to do. Yeah. But it is one of those things where you already have to have a big audience. You have to have a big audience now to get signed. Like to get a deal, like just off social media type of situation. Obviously, there's other ways to do it, and
I think those girls, I don't know if you remember the song, I'm a boss ass bitch. Bitch. Remember? Like, they got signed to a label too after that song went viral. And I'm okay, so just one song that goes viral, you just gonna run and sign the person? But then I was like, okay, y'all see the hype and y'all see where you could like bag off of it, because I want to believe if the song goes viral and then they sign them, they could probably make money off of the viral song too. Because I think they could put certain agreements in place where now they would now profit off of this viral song because the artist now belongs to them. So I think it's also about the opportunity for the label as well. Whereas labels be looking for opportunities, especially major ones. It's just crazy. It's crazy how things has changed a lot, because before like look at Rihanna. Rihanna started off with no social media presence. Rihanna was just literally a girl in Barbados making music. Okay, she worked with a few producers that had connections that got her to where she is today, but she started off with nothing, no social media presence, nothing. All she created was a demo, sent it out. Label executives heard it, and then they signed her, and then they blew her up. Like, she didn't need a presence, no numbers, nothing. And I'm like, that is so crazy, because today it's like, okay, well, let me see how you're...
you need a whole presence first.
It's like, let me see your Instagram following. Like, how does your Spotify listeners... Like, how does it look? You know?
But, like, I think even, especially with the case of this period girl, like, I think... At least have some breaks. You know what I mean? At least have some break. What did period say to you that like was like, oh my god, talent tree? You know what I mean?
When I saw it,
to hate on this girl because I don't know her from left, right, or center.
Right.
But that wasn't.
When I saw it, I swear, because I didn't see the full thing. I just saw like a snippet of her saying like period, period, and I was like,
No, but
okay,
Chardonnay, that is the full thing. You saw the full thing.
but
That snippet was the full thing because that's all. That's
because
it.
I thought it was a meme.
No, she was very serious.
I thought it was a meme
Bless
because
her soul.
I saw it and I was like, okay, it's a meme, and I just scrolled back because I saw people like making fun of it on TikTok. So I'm like, okay, this is a meme. Now to hear from you like it's a whole song, I'm like, what?
That
Like
was she was
that's
very serious.
crazy. But
was
and
very
also
serious.
it's like the other song, I forget what the artist name. It's trending on TikTok as well. You Thought I Was Feeling You. Something a munch. It's Munch it name, right?
I don't know what the song's called. I just hear it all the time.
Something he ate it for lunch, whatever.
Yeah.
Like people are annoyed of that song as well because they're like, okay, like what else, you know? Yeah, and they also saw her performing at Rolling Loud, and they were like, yeah, weak. I was like, oh, like y'all quick. I was like, y'all quick to jump on her, but that's the thing. Like when you're a new artist, like be prepared because the people like they're gonna come for you because they're gonna be like, okay, you're new to the game. What do you have to offer? And if you're coming with something, you better come like prepared, come good. You know what I mean? So
TikTok just makes things so complicated.
yeah,
It just makes things so complicated because on one hand, it's so good. It gives so many people so many opportunities to properly
it
showcase
does.
their music, and it can reach such a large audience at literally just the press of a button.
Yeah, and what I love about TikTok specifically, let me start that over. And what I love about TikTok specifically is not only music, like so much different things, like with persons that have businesses, persons that make music, persons that make art, persons that dance, like anything literally.
Yeah, no, TikTok like sometimes does too much though. I mean, let me rephrase that. Record labels do too much on TikTok.
Yeah,
Let me
that's
just rephrase that because when I saw that Halsey thing pop up, right, just to go all the way back to Halsey, when I saw that Halsey thing pop up, I was like, but like, how does that make sense? Just if you sign a record deal, you normally sign on for a specific amount of albums or whatever,
yeah.
right? That's the usual
That's the
thing that
usual
happens.
contract, yeah.
So now you've asked Halsey to give you so much new music, but at the same time you're blocking them from releasing the new music
Because you want a viral TikTok moment.
because you want a
Whereas-
viral TikTok vote. But like the thing is, like Halsey doesn't need that. Halsey's already a successful and established musician, so they don't need this kind of a marketing scheme.
No.
This is not the strategy for a musician like Halsey. It also just doesn't make sense with Halsey's whole image, even as a musician,
No.
and what Halsey does with their albums. Because Halsey makes concept albums.
Yeah.
Why would you have them teasing a song like this on social media? Which is like, obviously, they can do that, and they probably do every now and again. But not with the intention of going viral, just with the intention
like
of actually
forcing it to be viral. Yeah.
just with the intention of actually sharing the song. Because from what I've experienced on social media, having followed Halsey for years now, is that they're candid. They're very candid. They do things when they do things and when they decide to do the things. You know what I mean? It's just because that's who they are as a celebrity, as a musician. But like, it just didn't make sense. I was like, 2 + 2 is not equaling 4 here. You are giving me fish. I don't know what's going on. Because why would you ask this of Halsey specifically when there are probably other people under the label that could do this and it would make a lot more sense?
Exactly, that they don't ask to do it and they still release their music.
This is the issue that I have personally with major labels, is that they've now become so, I mean, they've always been corporate, but they've now become so big, so corporate, that there's lack of a personal relationship with a lot of the musicians that they have under their labels. And then they do this dumb shit like they did with Halsey, where it wouldn't make sense, like they're doing with Megan, where it just looks bad.
Yeah.
Altogether. And then you have people that have a good relationship with their labels and they can just go do stuff the way Chloe does, where she can tease the song as much as she wants and she's going to release that thing and it'll be so successful because that's just how she does things.
Yeah.
And we know that that's how she does things, so we kind of expect it from her now.
Yeah.
TikTok shit.
Yeah, no, for real. And I was like, and you know, like I was also like, but how Chloe does like everything, she just like releases but also like Coco Jones, she also like releases snippets, you know, in between of her stuff, and Coco is signed with Def Jam. So I'm like, yes, but you know, with Coco as well, Coco's fan base is mainly from her acting days, a bit of her music, but mostly from her acting days. So with that being said, Coco usually teases her stuff like on TikTok. Not on TikTok. I lied. Not on TikTok. Let me scrap that. Coco usually teases her songs on Instagram, but she does it on live, like Instagram live.
Yeah. A lot of musicians do that.
Yeah,
and that makes sense because they're just like sharing.
Yeah, Nikki does that too. Nikki does it sometimes. Yeah, Nikki does it sometimes, or she like posts a video on Instagram of her in the studio, like with a little short snippet, like a short ass snippet. Kiki, like, listen.
Yeah, that boop boop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pressing that button.
But you know, Nikki fans go crazy for her. So like anything they'll eat up once she posts it. Yeah.
But like it when you were talking about Coco Jones, it reminded me, because I think it was also on the Terrell show, if I'm not mistaken, when Chloe Bailey went on and she was explaining how the music industry has changed so much and in such a way that as a musician, you now have to wear multiple hats. You have to be your own marketing manager. You have to get your own brand deals. You have to show up at every red carpet because with just making music, there's no way for you to survive adequately. You have to go into acting at some point. You have to do advertisements. Yeah. Because the music industry has just become so unsustainable. And there are a lot of people who are saying that TikTok is now adding to this unsustainability of the music industry, because it's very much that, like, you know, that quick mentality for short attention span things. So, and even the quickness with which trending songs change on the app. I was just about to
say, like, one day it's viral, like for a week, and then the next week it's a whole new other song, you know?
Yeah, so Sam Smith's Unholy was trending for the past like 2 months or so. Now that the song's out, it's no longer trending.
Wow.
At least it hasn't come up on my thing since the song was properly, like the day of and the day after the song was released, I was still seeing it, but like now, today type things, I haven't seen any of it. And maybe my algorithm, maybe I clicked on some shit and it changed my algorithm, but I don't think so, because I was still liking videos the other day. But it is such a quick cycle. It just goes like so fast. But like one can also argue that like it's just like that in general, you know?
Yeah.
People are always trying to find the next whoever, which I think is rude. I think it's rude because you can't tell people they're the next whoever the fuck. They let the people be themselves, their own entities or whatever. You can move on to the next person if you want, but don't say it's because this is the next so and so.
Exactly.
But like, yeah, it's that quick. What is that? Quick consumer vibe.
Yeah.
That I think is what makes it so volatile and what makes record labels crave a viral moment, is because, you know, it's there and then everybody's going to know it as like, oh, it's that song that went viral, and then everybody's going to talk about it. But then like, they're going to stop talking about it eventually. Like,
and you know, the thing is too, like, it's free. It's free promotion. Like with TikTok, it's free. Like if you go viral without paying a dime, like that's literally gold right there. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think it's about 1 billion users on TikTok. So if you literally like go viral on there, that's literally like gold without paying a dime. Like that's so crazy. And it's also not to to go more into the analytics of things, it's also scary because it's like if you go viral and like it's like 1 billion users, that's crazy. You see the TikTok videos that get like 6 million views and shit, like that is crazy.
I wouldn't be able to sleep anymore.
It's one thing to get like 6 million views on YouTube or whatever, but like on TikTok, I feel like it's scary because it's like YouTube is different. Like you listen to music, you watch music videos, you know, like, but TikTok is like you're literally on your phone, like consuming everything, scrolling. So, and TikTok and YouTube, I feel it's like more like you're watching passively, like.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
And like TikTok, I feel like you're like,
because you're in it, because you have to scroll, because like you have to like the things. Then if you see a part 1 and the part 2 isn't linked to the comments, you have to go into the profile.
Listen. So no, that's crazy. But so
no, like I would be terrified. Yeah. When I had that one video that went, I think I hid it now because I was like uncomfortable with the amount of views it got, and it was only 10K. And I say only because objectively that's like little compared to what we see on our For You page often. Yeah. But like, I was uncomfortable. I was uncomfortable with those views. I said, hide this video. I can't. TikTok it's such a weird place. Yeah. And then like I once got this comment that was like, oh my God, I don't know why, but I just want to cherish you and hug you. And I'm like, that's weird. No. but I was like, oh, thanks. TikTok's weird. I was like, okay. I say this knowing that I've posted at least like 10 videos on TikTok, but I don't take it seriously. Yeah. I don't take it seriously, and I block people left, right, and center.
Before I posted like 2, and then I was like, no. And I took it down. I was like, no, I'm not ready for this. So
I fully understand how a musician can be uncomfortable with the concept of trying purposefully to go viral on TikTok. But like TikTok is also weird. You can't guarantee that you're gonna go viral anyway, which is why I'm also like, why are record labels asking this of people if you can't guarantee it? I mean, sure. Like Halsey has a very big audience. Yeah. FKA Twigs also has a very big audience. Like, but
you cannot guarantee, or you can't guarantee
a song as ransom for views. It's weird.
Yeah, you can't guarantee a viral video, a viral post, a viral picture. You can't guarantee. Like, you don't know. Nobody really knows what's a viral video, or what will be a viral video, or what will be a viral photo. Like, when it's out, then you'll know. Like, you don't know beforehand, you know? Because the dumbest shit go viral, like period, like
it upsets me so much. Oh, it disturbs my peace. I get so annoyed when I remember that shit.
Who would think something like that would go viral? Because you would be like, why? You know?
I mean, but that girl specifically has got viral before.
Before what?
I don't remember if you remember. There was a video where she was talking about how hair grows, how she didn't know that hair grows from your scalp, like so it grows up out of your head. She thought that it was the roots that grew, right? Not the roots, the ends that grew. Not that it was the roots that grew. She went viral for that because people were like, ma'am, are you okay? You know what I mean?
Right.
Because even the way that she was explaining it, I was like, huh?
No, what? I didn't see it.
And so she already had a viral moment. So she already had a lot of followers. And then that period thing came out. And like people were duetting it or stitching it. But yeah, TikTok is weird. Yeah. Anyway, should we move on? I feel like we've talked in circles. Yeah. We've gone off topic. We're just gonna go into the chit chat section now because we've over chatted already enough. Yeah. And what we do in the chit chat section is that we ask each other a question, just for funsies, because we're nosy people. And we like to know things about each other, even though we know basically everything. Yeah. But we like making up scenarios and like seeing what we'd answer to it. And then we ask each other what our 2 favorite tracks of the week are, or what 2 favorite tracks we'd like to recommend to the listeners and whatnot. So that's what we're going to do. And I believe that Chardonnay is going to start with the first question because I haven't thought of one yet.
Yeah. So my question is pretty simple. What did you enjoy most while we were on our break? Like, what did you do and what did you enjoy the most?
Oh my goodness. First of all, I did a lot of nothing. Yeah. Which is always nice. And then, like I said last episode, I listened to a lot of music, a lot of like new music as well. And I discovered a lot of artists that I didn't like previously listen to. So I had fun with that. But most importantly, I went to visit my cousin in Florida.
Nice.
In Palm City specifically. And that was fun because I haven't been to the US since I was like 15. So it's been well over a decade. And yeah, that was fun. I had fun. Florida's weird. Very, very interesting characters. Miami's weird as well. That had the most interesting characters to me. Like, I was just like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
flex culture is very deeply ingrained in Miami. But in like a very strange way where I think it's sad. But that's also just me being judgy. Judgmental. But I did genuinely feel like that was sad. I was like, is this what you're doing with your Saturday night? That's okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really enjoyed Florida though. I really enjoyed Palm City specifically because it's country, not countryside, wetlands. It's like swamp side.
Okay.
So it was just like a lot of farms and a lot of swampy vibes. We're like in the middle of like just trees and shit. It was cool.
Yeah,
there was lots of cows and horses and whatnot. Just like, I had a little countryside moment.
Okay.
Yeah, it was nice.
Okay, nice.
If you were...
Girl, you know, giving me a scenario.
You know I love a good scenario moment.
Girl, okay.
If you were, let's say, like, in Halsey's shoes.
Girl.
Like, and your record label was like, Chardonnay, you can't release this track unless it goes viral on social media. What would you do, personally? Because we already saw what Halsey did. But what would you do? Yeah.
I don't know how I would feel about taking it to social media. Because I know I would receive positive comments, but also negative comments.
Backlash, yeah.
Right. So it would be 50-50, like you said, like what happened with Sam Smith. So I'm not sure if I would take it to social media. I think what I would do is, knowing me, I like to handle certain things very diplomatic. So knowing me, I'll be like, please tell
back
me
and forth
in the contract. Yeah, like please tell me where in the contract says that I have to produce a viral TikTok in order to release a song. Like, please tell me. And if they say, okay, it's not in the contract, but this is the obligation to release it, I'm like, where's my lawyer? Period.
He said we're fighting.
Because if it's not in my nature to do such, why would I do it? You know, it would go against I wouldn't say it would go against like maybe certain morals that I have, or if it's not within my culture of being, the artist that I am. Why am I doing it? And I would ask the label, please tell me where in the contract that I signed states that I need to produce a viral TikTok moment. And if this is what you're obligating me to do, then we're going to have a problem. Then I think the only way to settle this is with the law, because now you're being unlawful.
Exactly. I like that response. Because really, I feel like it's such an out-of-pocket thing to ask musicians to do, man.
Yeah. Anyway, that's how I think I would deal with the situation. Let's
yeah, man, that's just our 2 songs before we wrap it up or whatever.
So I've been listening to a lot of Spice still. Another song that I really like from Spice is Pop Off. It's on her album Emancipated. It's like a dance hall club kind of song. It's like a dancehall song that you would find them playing a lot in a club, but like it gives like dancehall but club vibes, so I like it.
My first song is called 007. It's by an artist named Tabber, and it's featuring Sid. Yeah, it's just like a really cool track. It's a bit weird, but it's really cool. It's just wavy. I don't know how to explain it. It's like it's got intrigue and mystery a little bit. But also Taber's voice is like, whoa. It's like, whoa. It's like very, very throaty, like a growl almost. It's weird.
Okay.
It's not weird. It's just it's very particular. I really like it. And then Sid. We know Sid. Sid is from the internet, the group. What's your second song?
My second song is Angels and Demons by Tamar Braxton. It's like a kind of R&B reggae fusion song. And it talks about, I think it's about two people in love. And I guess like they're fighting against like, their angels and their demons and stuff like that.
Okay.
But it's a good song. I vibe with it because of the reggae fusion. So period. Me with my Caribbean music.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. So what's your second song?
Okay, my second song is called Mood. It's by DPR.
I thought you was about to say Moo.
By Doja Cat. That's, I had that as my ringtone for like
for
a
real?
year. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But the gag is that my phone's always on silent, so I don't know why.
Girl, what you say? What you say is your second song?
So my second song is Mood by DPR Ian.
Okay.
DPR Ian is like an alternative musician. He's Australian Korean. But he sings in English. Both of his albums are in English. Mood is off his second studio album. His shit is cool as fuck. And he's also got like a beautiful singing voice. But what I really, really like about his stuff is that it's all very conceptual.
Okay.
So it all tells a story. Both of his albums tell a story. And his intention is actually to make it a trilogy. So if you really want to get into something new, something that you haven't or someone that you haven't heard before, dear listeners, get into DPR Ian. From his first album to his second album, he'll eventually make a third one to complete the trilogy. It tells a story, and it's fucking dope. It's cool, and Mood is just like a very cool alternative track. It's got a bit of what undertone. I'm trying to like decide what kind of vibe it is, but I can't. I can't decide what kind of vibe it is. It's just a song that I really, really enjoy. So yeah, I recommend. Yeah. Okay, so that was it for this week's episode. We'll see you again next week, Thursday. 7 p.m. GMT, as always.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like, comment, share, subscribe on
You already
YouTube.
know.
If you're listening on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Music, rate, follow the podcast, and follow us on our social media, which is Don't Touch My Music Pod on Instagram and Don't Touch My Music Pod on TikTok.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So we see you next week, guys.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.